Do we really know what fear is? Fear is more than a fleeting emotion. It is an invisible wall that stands between us and our deepest dreams, trapping us in darkness and sapping our strength while preventing us from becoming the best version of ourselves. Yet the truth is that fear is nothing more than a lie, a deceptive force born from our own beliefs rather than an inherent, unbeatable power. It is not the raw energy of fear that stops us. Rather, it is our unwavering belief in that fear that keeps us from taking action. Today, we have the opportunity to break those chains and learn how to not only defeat fear but to transform it into a driving force for growth and success. Before we move forward, if personal growth and success matter to us, let's take a moment to subscribe to Daily Positivity and like this video. Today, we take one step closer to becoming stronger together. Reflecting on the nature of fear, one realizes that although it is invisible, its presence is undeniable. It manifests in our minds through a series of doubts and questions. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? These insidious whispers have the power to influence every decision we make, holding us back from pursuing our passions and achieving our goals. Many of us have experienced this firsthand. Perhaps you've dreamed of launching your own business but were immobilized by the fear of failure. Or maybe you've longed to speak publicly yet found yourself silenced by the anxiety of being judged. The fear of the unknown can paralyze us, creating barriers where none truly exist. At its core, fear is a product of the mind, a mental construct that evolved to protect us from danger in a world very different from the one we inhabit today. Our ancestors relied on this survival mechanism to ward off physical threats, but in modern times, the dangers are seldom as immediate or obvious. Instead, fear takes on a more insidious role, emerging as a series of self-imposed limitations based on false beliefs. These beliefs, often instilled in us during childhood, suggest that failure defines our worth, that judgment is inevitable, and that we lack the strength to overcome obstacles. Yet, these ideas are not absolute truths. They are narratives we have accepted over time, narratives that can be rewritten if we choose to confront them. The journey to overcoming fear begins with a simple yet profound act: identifying and defining what it is that truly frightens us. Many of us carry around a vague sense of dread, an undefined anxiety that hovers in the background of our lives. By taking a moment to ask ourselves, what exactly am I afraid of? Is it the possibility of failure, or is it the fear of not living up to expectations? We begin to dismantle the nebulous monster that has taken root in our minds. When fear is transformed from an undefined specter into a clearly articulated challenge, its power diminishes. We start to see that even in the worst-case scenario, there is value to be gained, lessons that contribute to our growth rather than condemn us to a life of stagnation. Equally important is the realization that fear can be reinterpreted as a sign, not as an insurmountable barrier. The very presence of fear often signals that we are on the cusp of something important. It is a marker indicating that we are about to step into a realm where our deepest desires lie. Just as standing at the edge of a cliff might trigger a rush of adrenaline, it also promises the potential for an exhilarating leap into new experiences. When fear arises, it can serve as a reminder that what we are attempting holds significant meaning for us. By viewing fear in this light, we shift our perspective from one of limitation to one of opportunity, recognizing that the discomfort we feel is often the precursor to personal breakthroughs. Much of the power that fear holds over us is derived from a set of false beliefs, misconceptions that have been ingrained in us from a young age. Phrases like, "If I fail, I'm not good enough," or "People will always judge me," are not immutable truths but rather oversimplified ideas that have taken root in our psyche. Failure, for instance, is often seen as a reflection of personal inadequacy, yet in reality, every failure is an opportunity to learn and improve. Each setback provides us with valuable insights that, when embraced, can lead to future success. Similarly, the fear of judgment is frequently magnified in our minds. Most people are too preoccupied with their own lives to scrutinize ours as harshly as we imagine. And the belief that we are not strong enough is a misconception that overlooks the inner reservoir of resilience and determination that resides within each of us. By challenging these false narratives and replacing them with empowering truths, we begin to weaken the grip of fear and open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. Action is the most potent remedy for fear. Nothing diminishes its power more than the act of taking a step forward, no matter how small. When we allow ourselves to be paralyzed by fear, we grant it the authority to dictate our lives. But when we choose to act despite the presence of fear, we chip away at its foundation. Consider the example of someone who is terrified of public speaking. The logical approach might be to start by addressing a small, supportive group of friends or colleagues. Over time, as the initial fear subsides with each successful encounter, the confidence gained from these small steps accumulates, ultimately rendering the original fear insignificant. This incremental approach is akin to gradually breaking down a massive wall. Each deliberate action weakens the barrier until one day, it no longer exists at all. It is often said that the fear of doing something is always greater than the act of doing it. This observation holds a profound truth. Our minds are adept at magnifying the potential negative outcomes of any given situation, turning a minor risk into a catastrophic scenario in our imagination. However, once we summon the courage to take that first step, we frequently discover that the reality is far less daunting than our fears had led us to believe. The anticipation of fear can be overwhelming, but the act of confronting it reveals that our perceptions were distorted. Each time we move past the moment of fear and engage with the challenge at hand, we not only diminish the power of that fear but also build resilience and self-assurance. This process of repeated, courageous action creates a positive feedback loop, gradually transforming our mindset from one of apprehension to one of empowerment. Overcoming fear is not an event that happens overnight. It is a continuous journey that requires daily commitment and practice. Like any form of growth, it demands that we consistently push beyond our comfort zones, even when the prospect of doing so is intimidating. Integrating small, deliberate practices into our routine can help diminish the influence of fear over time. For instance, maintaining a journal where you record your fears and the actions you took to confront them can serve as a powerful reminder of your progress. Over time, the act of reflecting on these moments of courage reveals a pattern. The more frequently you face your fears, the less control they have over your life. Similarly, engaging in mindfulness meditation provides a quiet space to observe your thoughts without judgment, allowing you to recognize that the feelings of fear are transient and manageable. Beginning your day with positive affirmations can also reinforce your inner strength, replacing doubt with a resolute belief in your ability to overcome any obstacle. Another essential aspect of this journey is the acceptance of imperfection. Too often, the fear of failure is exacerbated by the unrealistic expectation that every action must be executed flawlessly. This pursuit of perfection can be debilitating, as it sets an unattainable standard that stifles growth and innovation. Instead, it is important to embrace the reality that mistakes are an inherent part of any worthwhile endeavor. Every misstep is not a failure but a learning experience, a chance to refine your approach and build greater resilience. When you allow yourself the freedom to be imperfect, you liberate yourself from the paralyzing grip of fear. This acceptance not only softens the inner critic but also encourages you to take risks and explore new possibilities without the constant fear of judgment or failure. The process of confronting and overcoming fear is inherently personal, yet it is also a collective journey. When you decide to face your fears, you are not embarking on this path alone. There exists a vast community of individuals who share similar struggles and triumphs, a community that thrives on mutual support and the collective celebration of each small victory. By opening up about your experiences, you contribute to a larger movement of people who are committed to rewriting the narrative of fear. Your story, with all its challenges and successes, becomes a beacon of hope for others who may be battling the same inner demons. In this way, every act of courage is not just a personal victory, it is a source of inspiration that can ignite a chain reaction of empowerment and positive change. In essence, the transformation that comes from overcoming fear is both profound and far-reaching. It is a testament to the fact that the barriers we perceive are often self-imposed, and that the true key to success lies in our willingness to challenge those limits. Every moment of courage, every time you choose action over inaction, you are rewriting your own story, a story where fear is no longer the defining element, but rather a transient emotion that has been transformed into a stepping stone toward your dreams. This process of transformation is ongoing, and each day presents a new opportunity to push beyond the confines of fear and step into a life of possibility and fulfillment. The realization that fear is a lie can be profoundly liberating. When you understand that the power of fear is not inherent in the emotion itself but in your belief in it, you begin to see that you hold the ultimate authority over your life. The strength to overcome any obstacle, the courage to pursue even the most audacious dreams, and the resilience to learn from every setback are all already within you. All that is required is the willingness to take that first, daunting step. The key to unlocking your potential is not hidden in some external force. It is embedded in the choices you make every day, in the actions you take despite the whisper of doubt, and in the unwavering determination to live a life defined by courage and possibility. In sharing these reflections, I invite you to see fear in a new light. Let it be a signal, a marker that points toward what is truly important in your life. Embrace the discomfort that comes with stepping into the unknown, knowing that each moment of fear confronted is a victory that brings you closer to a life of achievement and fulfillment. Do not allow the false narratives of inadequacy and judgment to dictate your path. Instead, replace them with empowering truths. Every failure is a lesson, every judgment is often more imagined than real, and the strength you seek is already within you, waiting to be activated through decisive action. The journey to overcoming fear is not always easy, and there will be moments when the weight of doubt feels overwhelming. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that your commitment to growth is most essential. Every time you muster the courage to face your fears, you chip away at the foundation of self-doubt, gradually building a life defined by resilience, creativity, and unyielding determination. The process may be gradual, but with each small step, you are forging a path toward a future where fear no longer holds sway over your decisions. Instead, your actions, grounded in a deep-seated belief in your own potential, become the driving force that propels you forward. There is a profound truth in the idea that the fear of doing something is always greater than actually doing it. The imagined challenges often loom larger in our minds than the reality, and it is only when we take that first step that we begin to see how surmountable the obstacles truly are. The moment you choose to act, you dispel the illusions of fear and replace them with the tangible evidence of your own capabilities. Each act of courage, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a powerful declaration that you are more than the sum of your fears, that you are capable of achieving greatness in spite of them. So, let today be the day you decide to take action. Let it be the moment when you choose to transform fear from a paralyzing force into a powerful ally that fuels your journey toward success. The obstacles in your path are not insurmountable barriers but invitations to grow, learn, and ultimately succeed. With every step you take, you rewrite the narrative of your life, proving that fear is nothing more than a myth that dissolves in the light of courage, determination, and self-belief. Your future is shaped by the choices you make, and by choosing to face your fears head-on, you are choosing a life rich with possibility, resilience, and triumph. In this continuous journey of growth, let your actions be the testament to your strength. Embrace every challenge as an opportunity to learn, every setback as a lesson in resilience, and every moment of fear as a signal that you are on the verge of something truly important. The transformation begins with you, in the quiet moments of self-reflection and in the bold strides you take every day. The power to create a future free from the constraints of fear lies within your grasp. All it takes is the courage to begin, the determination to persist, and the belief that you are capable of overcoming even the most daunting challenges. As you move forward, remember that you are not alone in this journey. Each act of courage adds to the collective spirit of those who have chosen to live boldly, who have dared to challenge the status quo, and who have refused to let fear define their destiny. In sharing your story, in reaching out for support, and in celebrating every victory, no matter how small, you become a beacon of hope for others who are struggling with their own battles against fear. Today, let your life be a testament to the fact that fear is merely a shadow that retreats in the presence of the brilliant light of your determination and resolve. Step forward with confidence, knowing that every moment of courage not only transforms your own life but also inspires those around you to believe in the possibility of a brighter, bolder future. The key to unlocking your fullest potential lies within you. Embrace it, celebrate it, and let it guide you toward a life where fear is nothing more than a distant memory, and every dream is within reach. Embrace this journey with an open heart and a determined spirit. Let your actions be the constant reminder that you are stronger than your fears, that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, and that the power to shape your destiny lies in your hands. Today is the day to cast aside the limiting beliefs of the past and step boldly into a future defined by courage, resilience, and endless possibility. If this video was helpful, like it and subscribe to Daily Positivity. We are here to grow, stay motivated, and move closer to success, together. Also, share in the comments, what is your biggest fear, and how do you deal with it? Your words might inspire someone else who needs this message today. Remember, fear is a lie, and we are stronger than it.